Hey everybody, it's Mike from Landon Custom Classics here. I'm going to do a little video on setting up the new Yeswelder DP200. I have it set up currently for flux-core, and we're going to switch it over to Mig. And I got my tank here, got my gauges, got my wire, everything. So we're going to take this apart. We're going to pull the old spool of flux-core wire out of here. I got this new P3 professional grade wire from the welding shop, and this tank, which our local shop, this tank cost me $171 full. And I think I got a pretty good rate on this. I got an 11-pound spool of wire, and that was, I believe, about 50 bucks. I didn't really look at my thing, but it came out to like $220 something, so not too bad. But so with the welder at $399 and that, we're at about $620 to have this all set up. Well, with that, $640 all set up to get it ready to MIG weld. Sorry, I had a horrible cough there. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to pull the old spool of flux-core out of here. So we're going to get this cord out of the way best we can. Pull up on our door switches there. Okay, now you're going to be careful with this. Wow, we've almost used this whole little roll already. That's crazy. I've been doing a lot of practicing. Anyway, you pull this handle down from your tension on here. Pull that down, this pops up, and then literally you can roll this back. I got another one of these little rolls that came with my welder. The one question I also had somebody ask, and I didn't do it when I put this roll in, there's actually a button on here for speed feed. So we'll get that all figured out here. Okay, now we got this. Keep hold of this because this welding wire comes unspooled like a freaking spring. It's quite crazy. Okay, so we're going to take this around. We got this piece of wire coming up, and we're just going to wrap it around and kind of tie it off here. You can see I just got this welder not long ago. Yeah, see how that just, that's pretty much going to get thrown away. That's literally all I have left of that spool. So, bye-bye. Anyway, we're going to take this new one. You're going to have to switch this piece out here, the roller. Now, this is the knurled roller. It has more bite for the flux-core wire. That's why this comes with two that have the 0.3, the 030 and the 035. You're going to use the one that, and it has a K on here. I believe that's for knurled. Now, the 035V, this is the one that we're going to be using for our MIG welding. So you're going to put that in, and the size you want, make sure you get that right. That's 030. Okay, the 035, the size you want is on the side of that hole. So we want the 035 to be pointing inward. Okay, make sure you don't get that backwards. I've been watching a lot of videos, practicing stuff, so we can figure this out, and I can help you guys to learn also. Man, that's 11-pound spool. It's a little heavy. Cool. But yeah, this is supposed to, they told me this is really good stuff at the welding shop. I went to our local air gas shop to get this. Then you gotta make sure which way your thing's supposed to be facing for your welder. Oh, there it is. Qualified. We'll snap our knife out there and just get through that. There you go. Cut the sticker. You want to keep this out of the weather and keep good, take good care of it. Okay, now this came with my thing. It's backwards. Okay. So for your bigger rolls, instead of just sliding them on here, like the small rolls, you're going to put this piece in here, put the little pointy deal in the hole, There's a little hole on each side there. You're gonna stick that in the hole, and then you're gonna lefty-loosey that on there. Lefty-tighty, sorry. It's backwards. Anyway, then this is gonna sit on here. Hold on, we missed a step. Yeah, that goes over the top. So I got it backwards. So we're gonna righty-loosey that. Flip the roll over for this welder. Well, you get doing this stuff, trying to record a video, and it never works right, and you have a time. Anyway, get that on there. Didn't want to catch the threads right. Tight, nice and tight. You put this on here. Okay, it still just spins freely like it should. Okay, make sure, yeah, this will just pull through. Like I say, be really careful about that, because you have an entire 11 pound roller wire come undone. Now the washers for these have a little point on them that goes in the channel on here. So you gotta make sure those line up. Put one washer on, put your tension spring on there. Then your other washer. And then your little cap here. Okay, you're gonna want this, have a bit of tension on it. Not too much, but you don't want it to come unwound. So that's probably about right there. Okay, get this. And when you pull this out, what a little bugger. Anyway, we'll grab that, yank it out with our Mig pliers. Then we're going to cut the end. You don't want any little binds or anything on there. It's got to go through that little tip and everything else. So first you got to feed it through here, and that's fun enough. Okay, feed it through that, and in the channel into the other piece here. That's fun. There you go. Got her in there. I mean, you could kind of pull this. Make sure you pull on it a little and it's staying tight. Tighten it up a hair more. Anyway, we put this down. It's got a pretty good grip on there. I only have this set at like a 2. That's what somebody advised on a video I watched. Now, we're going to find the 035.035 right there. I think that says AL. We'll see what else we got here. 035. Okay, that's the regular one. I believe this one's for aluminum. Not sure. It says AL on it, so that's a little interesting. Okay, now we're going to turn this machine on the back here. Click that to on, and I'll show you the speed feed setting on this. Make sure you can see that. Check that. Oh, it's warming up there. Okay, now this button here, it says you can actually switch it between inches per minute and which I think could change your thing. I don't know. Okay. If you hold this, it kicks that on speed feed. Okay? So you're going to hold this button in, and it'll continuously feed. And I'll show you why here. Somebody commented on my video about this. We got our 035 tip here. You know, pull this end cap off. Then we're going to grab this with our Mig pliers. That's where your Mig pliers come in handy, because you can take all this crap apart with them. They do everything, cut your wire, all that. Take this tip out and leave it out while you're feeding your wire in here, because you don't want your wire to not go through the tip properly and jam up. If you pull this, it goes for a minute, whatever speed you got it at, and then it stops. Okay, I'm still holding the button. It stopped. because this will sense an arc. So we hold this in and you just watch this. And as you can see, it's going faster also. Our wire's staying good and tight. And then here in a second, we should have wire coming out of here. You can feel it. There you go. Cool. I'm going to slide this tip on. Fits nice and snug. That's why you got to get the right one. You don't want your wire dancing around while you're trying to do a pretty roll of dimes or whatever there. You don't have to get these super tight. We want it snug so it doesn't come apart. So, boom, there's our welding wire there. Okay, now while we're here, we're going to switch this over to Mig from flux-core. So, we're going to go, hold on, steel. Okay. Hold on, let's see. Don't remember how to switch it different. Oh, okay, there we go. I hit this home one. Come up, we're going to switch it from flux-core to Mig Mag. Hit that. Takes a while getting used to all this to try to do it. Okay, so this says steel. Let me zoom you in here just so y'all can see. Bring you in closer, guys. Woo! Okay, anyway. What a cluster. Okay, so we'll see if we can zoom you guys in on here a little bit. Okay, so we're at, got this height adjustment locked in here. And my fan's kicking on there. Okay, so we're at 75% argon. We're welding steel, which on this you can kick it to stainless, aluminum, I believe. We're going to go with steel. On flux-core, I think it just had the one deal. Okay, so they got 100% CO2, which you can weld with, whatever. 25% or 75% argon, 25% CO2 is the most common, but they won't even go down to the 90-10 or any of that. So yeah, we're going to set it on that, and we're going to go change our wire size to 035. And then you go here, it has your thickness, goes up to 1/8 inch. I believe it'll go higher when you click hook it up to 220. I haven't done that yet. We're gonna go 1/8 inch. Now it'll automatically set these settings up. This one says something about inches per minute on there. I might have to figure that out because, oh no, it says inch per minute. Okay, there's a different measurement for like European. Anyway, we got that all set up there for our MIG welding. Okay, then there's another one here, the pulse off. To turn the pulse on, I believe somebody said you have to have it kicked to 220. You go to gas check. Please check the gas flow of the gun. Where's my gun? I've never set this up, so we're gonna hit that. Recommended 10 to 15 liters a minute. I'll go over that also. There's no gas at my gun, so if you want to, you got to get your gas hooked up before that'll work. And then, like I said, it's got your help section, which will tell you everything. Okay, the last thing we need to do on the machine real quick for settings to change this over. This is our spool one. It's on negative because you want a positive ground when you're doing flux-core welding. So we're going to take our ground here and we're going to put it in the ground hole now. And we're going to hook our spool up to our hot one now. That's one difference. And if you don't change that over, they say it doesn't weld very good and you get a lot of spatter. So we don't want that. So make sure you change that over. in your help section, it'll actually tell you how to set it up. Show you that real quick. Go to help and boom, MIG mode. It shows your spool deal connected to your positive, and then your ground hooked to your ground. And it shows the tank hooked up, all that stuff. You can also troubleshoot it, and it'll tell you like if your tank's not got pressure and whatever. So pause you guys for a second, put this camera back. Okay, so might turn this off for a second just so the fan's not running the whole time. And get this set up right. It'll finish cooling and shut down. Okay, now we're done in here. This is all set up how we need it. They also have a little USB-C in here, because you can hook this up to the computer, and they're supposed to be working on a download package just from the feedback people reported and stuff through trial and all that. They're gonna do a new settings update and all that stuff so that you can change your settings. So this hose comes with the machine. You're gonna put that in there. Say, I don't know if this is reverse thread. I think that's just propane. No, it's standard thread. So we're back to righty-tighty, lefty-loosey here. Okay, now you want to make sure you get this good and snug. You don't want to over-tighten it because you're going to break this stupid machine, probably. Okay, so get this nice and tight on here. I use a crescent wrench for a lot of these lines because you're always changing sizes. So get that nice and snug. Okay, then you pull this out. We're going to hook this up to your regulator. Now on this, it says SCFH. That's what I was told to look at when you set this. And you're going to want to run this about 20. It goes up to 60. The highest is 30 is what you want to use on a MIG. You don't want to use over 30 on MIG. So make sure you check that. You don't just go willy-nilly wild with the pressure. Okay. Anyway. So we got two couplers on here. We're probably going to finish tightening these when we get it on the tank, because then we got the tank holding it a bit. Well, I can probably tighten it enough without it, but anyway. And then you can take this big end, hook into your tank, make sure which thread direction that is, and it's standard also, righty-tighty. Okay, now you don't want to lose this gas because it costs $180 or $80 to fill up this size 60 tank. So there we go. We got our gas hooked up. We got our MIG wire loaded. Now let's try it out. I'm going to move this to the side. Actually, let's do this real quick. Boom. Don't open this all the way either. There's like beads in here or whatever. That thing like jumped to the top and then went right down. I had to look at how we got to adjust this thing here. Feel around these. I think I can feel a little bit coming out there. Yeah, hold on. Turn that off. Hold on. I don't know, I turned that on already. You can feel it usually. A little wild because I got that one pretty tight. Okay, I think I got her there. Let's see. This gauge says here, it's 2000 PSI. Okay, now I have to open this one. I'm guessing you're going to have to give it a little flow to see where this is set. We'll check her out here. 1 second. Okay, so yeah, we do need to have flow. We got our machine on here. We go to that gas check setting. You don't have to mess with that. As soon as I hit gas check, that ball's going to shoot up, and you want to do it as quick as you can because you're using gas. It's set just over 20 right now. You turn this little deal and get that little ball floating where you want it, and then you hit done. And it shuts the gas off because, like I say, you're running argon out the whole time you're holding that. So make sure you don't just sit there and mess with it. And when I first turned it on where I had it, it was at about 60. So we're going to try it about 20 first and then check the porosity and all that stuff. Make sure our weld looks good and clean. So I'm going to move this over onto my spot over here. And then we're going to take this piece of metal that I did this welding on here with the flux-core. And we're going to do a bead down this end with the Mig and see what the difference is, how it looks. So like I said, I did take that wire wheel, knocked all the slag and stuff off. So I'll throw my helmet on and we'll weld us a little seam on there. Okay, so let's see, you guys have got pretty good view there. I got my helmet on. You want to be able to move your head around a little bit here, maybe a little on the other side, adjust them equally. You want to be able to push your shield up and have it out of the way. Also be able to kick it down. Boom. So it's my Matco helmet. Got it at a yard sale for 10 bucks. And it works. So, okay, we'll get our pliers out of the way here. We got our awesome Yeswelder welding gloves here. Pretty nice. They gave these to us with the welders. I think it was supposed to be just the first people, but I think they sent them to about everybody. Well, don't want that much wire hanging out there. That's why you keep these pliers close. I'm gonna snap that sucker off there. Okay, guys. We're gonna tip this up here. We use one of our little magnets, actually. Should have had that figured out. Geez. Okay, guys. Let me sharpen my knife. Okay. That should be good enough. Rip one of these little magnets out of here. Then we can stand this up a little better. About like that. Okay, boom. That's a good thing about when you're welding. You want to get the stuff all to where you can set it up the most convenient like. We'll do it like that. Then we got more downward and keep it away from the weld more. But it's always good when you can to do what you can to stabilize everything and put it in the best position you can before you start welding. It really helps. We're going to try it. We're going to be pulling towards us. I don't know what just fell out of my glove, but weird. Something was in my Geo Tractor. I sold that thing yesterday, so we put this down here and get us an arc going. Well, that welds a lot faster. And like I say, this is only on 110 volts. So you can weld bigger metals and hotter and stuff like that. Once you get your 220 hooked up, which I did get this plug for I think like $10–15 off Amazon to plug into the plug my dad has on his house to what I need for my Yeswelder. Where did I turn this here? Turned it somewhere, can't get it back on there. I'm a smart goose, I guess. Okay, there we go. Anyway, I'll show you what my weld looks like here. This is my My first time ever doing this on a MIG welder. Well, I'm going to show you not even cleaned up here. So, need a little work there, but this is our cleaned up weld from our flux-core, and this is our not even touched weld from our Mig Welding. So that's the difference here, guys. Hopefully my microphone didn't cut out on me and stuff. I didn't click it again. But yeah, this looks much better than this, right? Very nice and close there. And that is why for like my decorative ornamental stuff, I like to use that. We're going to take this on the wire wheel and hit it and just see what it does. It makes it shinier. Yeah. Man, I'll be rolling dimes in no time. Like I say, this is with just the factory settings on the welder. You just set it up like I showed you. It automatically sets everything. I believe as thick as this was, I could have been moving it a good bit faster. So it really kind of piled up there. That's a pretty nice weld there for a beginner. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope y'all learned something. Hopefully maybe if you bought one of these new Yeswelder DP200s, I've answered some questions y'all had. Appreciate y'all taking time to watch this video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.